Hey guys, I just released a website that is geared to help players improve at a fundamental level, no matter what skill level you're at right now. It has a constantly updated meta report with early game boards, rising comps, and thorough explanations of each comp. The website also has a guide section for fundamentals to help improve and understand the game intuitively, no matter what set it is. And there's also various forms of coaching, including free group coaching, individual paid coaching, and a boot camp to help take your game to the next level. Join my Discord to learn more. So, like in my previous YouTube video, I explained that Karma was one of the best consistent comps, and I'm gonna show you exactly why. I'm gonna do a VOD review of myself, which is interesting. I never do that, but I didn't really want to like play a live game. I want to show you thought process while I'm playing the game in my stream. So before we do that, obviously we have to talk about early game. I talked about it before, but I'm going to talk about it extensively here. So why is Karma good? It's because it's consistent in the fact that it allows you to slam a bunch of different items without feeling like you're taxed for it, right? It doesn't make you feel like you're punished a lot for playing aggressive and slamming items. Now, if you're trying to play something like Callista Fiora, the issue is, yes, if you get to 9 and get Camille 2, you're probably going to win out. But it's really item reliant. So if you don't have the Rage Blade or like components for that Rage Blade, Last Whisper Fiora items, right, it's like unlikely you're going to RNG your way into that comp, because if you're playing win streak, you're not going to get the carousel priority, right? It's not like people are just going to leave Bo's last pick. Whereas if you play something like Karma, there's a bunch of different items you can slam: AP, AD, tank, attack speed, kinda, because that can go on Karma. And then you can play win streak without feeling too bad about it. Basically, that's the biggest advantage. I think 1-for-1, Callista, if you can reach 9 and you can play around Camille 2, it probably caps a little bit higher. Karma is more like a top 2-3 comp, unless you can get 9 and get DeBrier 2, Camille 2, Diana 2, Morg 2, you know, stuff like that. Early game, I want to show you the cheapest one that's good. So it's Seraphine, and play around Seraphine mages. The tank, instead of Bliss, could be Poppy, right? So I put 2 blitzes here to show you examples of how you could itemize your main tank early game, right? It could be Poppy, whatever. So Seraphine holds the caster items. This could be blue buff if you get one somehow. The Morella could be red buff if you get it somehow. Say you get replication, right? So anti-heal, whatever. It can even be like Rabadon, right? Just to play strong early game, like something like this, whatever. Obviously you only want 2 items because you get Fairy, but yeah. The more important thing here, I think, is Blitz. Obviously you're not gonna have 2 Blitz cranks, but it's like the thought process is here, like, let's say I had this, the Starks would go at Fiora. Worst case scenario goes on Nasus or something. But you don't really want to put Starks on Gwen because you lose a lot of value. But whereas the Ionic and the Crown Guard probably gonna go on Gwen, right? Because Gwen's best is kind of her best in slot. Crown Guard's pretty good, keeps her alive. Whereas this Blitzcrank, the Stone Plate Warmog gonna go on Nasus or whatever your tank is. Rakan, worst case scenario. I don't like Rakan as a main tank, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do it. And Bloodthirster, either Gwen or Fiora, right? That's kind of how you want to just think about your items. If you notice, there's like a bunch of different stuff you could slam, right? Say you get an excess of bows, you can just make red buff instead of Morel because it serves the same purpose. And red buff is better on Karma anyways because it helps you cast more. Yeah, so obviously you're not playing 2 Blitzcranks. It could be one or the other, but I just want to show you like what different itemization points, right? Like, you can basically slam anything. Like, it can even be Poppy as well with like the items. Sure, and then instead of Nunu, it would probably be like Zoe. Yeah, sure, whatever. Sure, Witchcraft. Yeah, and then you can level up and throw in Portal. That's one opener. This is the generic opener. That's pretty good because Seraphine is just a good unit in general early game. Another one is the Portal opener. If you noticed, right, like, again, we are flexibly slamming items. So Zoe's holding Karma items. Nico, I mean, both Nico and Elise could hold whatever bruiser / tank items there are, right? So I just put it on Nico for now. Again, thought process, Crown Guard, Ionic, all 3 of these could go on Gwen, right? Basically. Or like if you manage to get another blue buff or another like item, like AP item, then you would do like the 3rd AP item on Gwen, and then the Bloodthirster on Fiora. Here, right, Jace would be holding Fiora items entirely, right? Because Sterix, good on Fiora, Last Whisper can go on her, right? And then Bloodthirster can go on her as well. So I just want to show you like different ways you could just itemize your portal opener into playing for karma. Like obviously, like if you get like portal +1 whatever, it's easier just to like get the arch and just play into rise, right? And then just brain off, get your free top 4. But say you don't have the portal +1 and then maybe you find an early karma, early Gwen, whatever. Definitely something to consider for early Fiora. And the third opener is Honeymancy Ziggs. The thing about Ziggs though, I think the difference between him having a mana gen item and not early game is kind of big. But I mean, they did buff Ziggs, right? They did buff Cassiopeia, I think, as well. So like this opener is pretty good. It could be really, really good if you have like a Shojin or a blue buff early. But again, another opener that you have, basically if you have a Ziggs 2, Blitz 2, just play Honeymancy early game. Same thought process. Gargoyle Stoneplay is a nice item to slam because it's OP on Blitz. Blitz 2 is the best tank in the game early game amongst 1 costs. We're just slamming that just to keep HP up, right? Because this comp, like I said, it's about playing aggressively and playing for win streak and just slamming items. So, right. I mean, an entirely different itemization could be like, let me think, like I showed you before, like Starix, and then what's another realistic? I don't know, here. Sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. It'll go on Nasus, or it'll go on Recon, whatever, and then you'll find like Fiora Gwen items later, right? An important thing is I'm gonna show you a VOD in which my items are garbage, but I still top forward because I feel like that's interesting to learn from, right? We're gonna put all this into practice. I want you guys to understand that Best in Slot is fake for comps like these, and it's more about slamming good items. So we're gonna do a VOD review of me. I muted myself because I yap too much on stream. Basically, I'm gonna explain my thought process behind each decision. I'm gonna show exactly what I mean when I was talking about earlier. I'll put it on a higher speed actually. We'll do 5. I might even make it even faster. So when I look at this, actually my first thought in the meta is if I can see there's some way I can play mages, right? Like Karma. No, not Karma, like Veigar. I mean, this could also be a Katarina game, right? Because I have a rod and I have a Jewel Gauntlet. So I'm not actually angling Karma first from this spot because of what I've got dropped. But if I have like a very general start and I have items that are good, like a Morello, if I have a Morello and I want to slam it, I'm probably angling Karma. So I'm holding the mage opener, like I mentioned, right? I always hold Seraphine and Lilia and Poppy early game, and Soraka, because it's just a good opener, especially if I get dropped a rod or a tier. So, yeah, I'm just... Right, that's half a Shojin maybe, or that could be half a BT/Starix, right? Because I'm slamming Morello 100% here. So out of all these options, I was debating, my board's not nearly as good enough to guarantee a lot of value out of Spoils of War, right? If I had Soraka 2, Seraphine 2, yeah, maybe I'll take it for fun, right? Because then my board's actually good, and I can slam an item, but I don't have them upgraded, so I'm never taking Spoils of War here. Because in Challenger, you're not going to guarantee you cash out. And like I might just lose 4 rounds in stage 2, right? So... I was thinking about taking Freaky Friday and just forcing Katarina, but I didn't want to do that. So that's straight. I just straight up didn't want to do it. So I'm thinking Giant and Mighty because I was also considering Pyro Crown. I was looking at the stats, but I just took Giant and Mighty because I wanted to play Flex. Giant and Mighty at 2-1 is not that great because your units don't have a lot of HP and you don't have a lot of units. So you're not going to get that much value out of it, but it's one of the better late game flex augments. And I mean, I'm not taking dual purpose, so I just take Giant and Mighty because I want to slam Morello and play to Karma, basically. I think I skipped a unit. That's my bad. I think I skipped a unit because I was too busy trying to level up to play this Lilia. But yeah, I took too long to think about it. If I was like, say a Warrior/Hecarim player, you just take Freaky Friday and just make a Starix, and then that leaves the rod open for Katarina, and then the Starix goes on Hecarim. Right, that would actually be a good line to play into it. But this is a Karma lesson, so here. I won my last round. I'm pretty sure I skipped either Lilia or Seraphine before I took my charm. So that's a mistake, right? Yeah, let me just make this 1.5. Actually, there's a lot of downtime. I think about it. So I actually don't expect a win streak. Multiple reasons. Giant and Mighty is not that great early game. I don't have 0 upgrades. If I get a Seraphine 2, I can maybe 5 streak because I do have a Vex, but I need a Seraphine 2, right? Because without it, I don't think my team's good enough. And I can't make 10 gold here right? Because I'm not selling my Seraphine and Lilia pair. Okay, I have a Blitz too. Do I play this? I mean, it's hard for me to play it, right? If I had a Veigar or a Galio, I would play it, but I don't have any of them. And I kind of sold my Nunu a little preemptively because I'd rather have Nunu over Poppy, but it's fine. And here I move to the wrong side, and I lose because of it, because my units died for a training dummy. If my training dummy got killed first, I would have won this fight. But this isn't just like a high roll win streak, Omega cap out into Karmas, because now I lost my streak, right? And I'm not even third pick. So this is like a pretty meh opener, right? Like my augment isn't necessarily OP. Here, I take Sterix, right? Like I said, I'm probably just gonna stamp Sterix on either Blitz or Vex, and I choose to slam it on Blitz because he's an upgraded 2-star. He just holds, right? Like I mentioned before, right? He can just, like, if I didn't have this Blitz 2, I could just throw it on Vex. It doesn't matter. I think I agreed slamming Sterix because, I already lost and I know this guy's gonna win. So I don't slam it immediately because I know I'm gonna win this anyways. But the belt's always gonna be a tank item, right? So of some sort, or a bruiser item. So if I can, it'd be better to just greed because I might be able to make Shojin on Seraphine instead, and then say a Warmox, and that's way better for my stage 3. So if I can, I greed, but if it helps me win the next fight, I will slam Sterix. So it's like a round by round basis on how I'm approaching the game, right? So it's not just, Sterix is Sterix. If I was on a 5 streak, if I didn't lose a fight, I'm slamming Sterix probably because I care a lot about the streak. But I also care about a 2 streak, right? So yeah, I think a lot of you guys might just slam it immediately because remember I said you should probably slam items in this comp. But if you know you're gonna win the fight regardless, you should wait a little bit. It can never hurt you, right? Having more options can never hurt you for slamming items. If I got a 5 streak this game, I'm probably guaranteed top 4. I'm not kidding, because my spot's not bad. My items are decent, and I have a 7-3-2 Blitz too, and I know how to play from that pretty well. So this is exactly what, because I didn't slam the Sterix when I knew I'd win, I get to make Shojin, right? But then do I? Okay, so the reason I take that charm is because I have a lot of components on bench, and each component turns to a Shiv, and I have basically 3 Shivs. Now I was trying to think about who I would put the items on. I guess I just throw them randomly, right? That's another benefit of not necessarily slamming an item, because you get an extra Shiv, static Shiv, and they're broken early game. So I basically get a free win for free. But I'm most likely going to make Sterix. So I don't take Pandora's items because I feel like a TG, a Thieves Plus, is better tempo. So instead of making Shojin here, actually, I make Static Shiv and Sterix because I think it's a better use of my components. So even though I really like Shojin, I want to make the best use of all my components because I need Magic Shred, and I do want to start itemizing for Fiora/Gwen. In this case, it's Fiora, right? So even though it is Shojin, but if I make Shojin, I would have like a leftover Guard Breaker, and yeah, that can go on Karma. But I feel like because I'm trying to still streak mid game, I think a Static Shiv plus a Static Slam is more useful, right? Because I already have 3 items Seraphine. And also this guy had subscription service in Recombobulator, so I was just molding about that. So he at level 6, 3-2, he has 2 Yumis, 2 Dianas, and like a Milio or something. So like here I'm adding Honey Manti, so it's a little bit better of a board, right? So like I'm adapting my team as I go, because honestly I'm not even playing for first. I'm pretty sure like these guys win streaking are in much better spot than I am. I'm just playing to save HP, right? Because not every game you're gonna win, especially with stuff like Golden Quest, right? Yeah, so I'm not winning. I sell that Vex for Econ because I don't really need it. All right, I have an open glove. What is that gonna be? I wanted Hand of Justice, but that Tom Kent is gone, so I'm probably just gonna make Thieves Gloves, I think, and those are gonna be my, because I want to save HP, right? I want to slam something right now. Those might just be my Gwen and Fiora items. So like the Crown Guard, Ionic Spark, Blue Buff Gwen, the Sterix, BT, whatever, Fiora, the dream's kind of dying because I'm just playing just for HP because I think people are high rolling more than I am. So like sometimes you just have to evaluate the state of your lobby, And if people are in way better spots than you are, you might not be able to win out. This is why I like playing this comp, because it, again, if you're a little creative about your items, you never really feel absolutely punished for just slamming stuff, I think. As long as you have your utility in check, like resistance shred, anti-heal, as long as you don't forget about that, you should be fine. Let me skip a little bit. Next fight. This, I'm not that strong. Not especially compared to people in my lobby. I mean, here I get natural karma, but yeah. I think I'd also hold rise just in case, but like if I didn't slam these items, I'd be like 70 or like 60 something HP if I didn't play aggressively, right? Which is not really that good, because it ends up mattering. Like here I'll be like 50, 58 or something if I didn't slam my stuff. I'm not rich this game either, so but I have to 4-2 it anyways, level up at 8 at 4-2, because again, I'm not playing for first, because these guys are way in way better spots than I am. And there'll be instances where you guys will be in much better spots than I am this game, and you'll be able to go 9 and then get your Morg 2, Briar 2, and like even Diana 2 sometimes, right? So I'm changing my board a little bit as I go, just to save HP. I add karma, but I don't move the items over just yet, because I still think Seraphine can kill a lot of stuff. So I keep Mage with the Seraphine 2, add in a Rise in Karma just because they're 4 cost. Oh, another thing I do is that if I can, I recycle TGs a lot with my Thieves Claws, because if I know what it is, started a round, I could put it on the optimal unit. So here, I wanted something like Giga Strong, but I also realized that I'm on a timer, so maybe I was too quick with the augment selection, because I think I realized I was contested. I mean, yeah, this guy's contesting me. Just straight up, this guy's contesting me. So I want to pick something good. Vertically inclined, you're not gonna get that much value because you do have somewhat decent active traits. Crisis Dummies I think is generally okay, but I feel like 1-for-1, I think I personally prefer Martyr a bit more, especially since I have Giant and Mighty, right? So that I get more value out of Martyr because it's percent health, right? So it's not the reason crowd, it's, yeah. I get a Morg, so this is a high roll, but I mean, you gotta hit something. Okay, so I start rolling aggressively to get my final board in. I just give up on Rise, like I don't even care, because I already have the karma, right? I take this for econ because I'm low on econ, right? So I can, right now I'm thinking about, if I have all these pieces, do I keep rolling to 0? And you wouldn't be wrong for, look, I put the Sterix on Nasus because I don't really care. I'm playing for every round. Sterix is decent on Nasus. Yeah, I want a Furora, but I don't have a Furora. If I rolled more, I probably should have rolled more in hindsight to like 0. But I realized this board's really expensive. I didn't have much gold to work with. I just wanted to get at least 1 stars online. Yeah. So, right. I don't have Furora. It is what it is. I didn't know low roll because I rolled like 3 times, but like I had the knowledge to throw in 4 chrono temporarily because I'm trying to get out of it though. And if I can get away with building my econ like this, look, that guy already has Gwen too. And I realized if I don't roll now, I might never be able to roll. And I lose 1 giant spell value here, but it's fine. Yeah, I mean now I get my Furora, but I don't regret slamming the Sterix on Nasus because it's whatever, right? I think this is a good lesson to teach you that best in slot is fake. Because I'm playing for stage 4 HP, if I sack the entirety of stage 4 and roll at stage 5, the likelihood of me going top 4 is so low, because look, this guy's also playing Karma, right? So there's like 2 or 3 other people contesting the same units that I want, you know, but I beat him because, I don't know, I guess I high roll my items on TGs, but right, like each fight really matters because with the way my item situation is looking, I don't think I can win streak. What are my items right now? I have an open belt. Oh yeah, I was malting about this because I lost my Warmogs. Yeah, I guess I take that. I don't know. I mean, it's like maybe I start building to few items or something. Briar is really good. And I can't roll. Some of you might roll again here, but I think that's wrong because even if you hit something which is low, I don't want to sell anything to buy it because you need everything upgraded. The only instance in which I would sell something is if you hit one of these upgrades and you also hit a bard in your shop, so you can sell the 2-star bard to replace him because Bard's useless. Honestly, I probably shouldn't even have upgraded this Bard because this guy doesn't do anything and it's a waste of gold because you have to waste 6 gold investing in him. I would think upgrading Bard is something that happens after you hit your core units. Look, I'm rolling every turn, but I don't roll below 4 because like no point, right? Even if I hit it, I don't want to sell anything. Yeah, I still don't have any karmas, but because I did roll and I did get my board online, I saved 2 fights that I would have lost if I greeted, right? So stage 4 HP is really, really important in this comp. Let's say if you were high rolling, win streak the entire game and you can go 9, that's how you win out with this comp. But a lot of times you're in this situation, right? And it's important when you're in this situation to play for HP stage 4, right? I'm taking like a minimal combat augment also each turn, right? This one it cost me nothing. I get 50 HP and a gold. Usually you want to play Recon in this board, but since I have Morgan Briar, it's hard for me to play Recon, so I'm not going to even invest in him because he's a waste of money. Usually you do play Recon though. Okay, so I roll down to 0 here. I built up a little bit of gold. I should be rolling right now and not. I was thinking about if I could use a spat, but okay. And I don't hit here, right? I'm pretty sure I don't. So I mean, I hit my Gwen 2, but this 5-1, I better hit my Gwen 2. Okay, so this is an important round. Come on, I'm gonna go back a little bit. 4, 8. I'm thinking about how do I get 3 item Nasus and 3 item Karma. Right, I don't care about Fiora at this point. I'm thinking about how do I get stack my units that I already have items on. Right, so I'm thinking, okay, so I want an item for sure for Karma, but if I say I slam adaptive, I have Morello left. I already have Morello, right? So that's bad. That's not good item usage. So I know the Rod's going to be an item for Karma for sure. I don't need Ionic Spark either because I already have Static Shiv. So I'm thinking either Jewel Gauntlet or Archangel for Karma, and I just make the Demon Shroud for Nasus. That's what I was like thinking about here, but I end up doing this, right? It's much more important late game to itemize like 3 item whatever, like anyone, than to just split your items apart. Like say like you have 1 item Fiora, 1 item Gwen, right? Or something like that, right? So is this best in slot? Not even close. It's not even close to best in slot, but again, if I didn't slam it that way, I might have lost this fight, right? So I mean, I end up hitting my unit, but here, right? Like it's 5-2. I better hit something. So at this point, even though my items are garbage, I would say I'm pretty much guaranteed top 4 because of how I played stage 4 and early game because I saved so much HP just slamming like stuff, right? I'm looking to move the TG from Morgana to Fiora because she is 2-star, but I think currently the items might be a little bit better on Morgana because of the Rapidons, right? So yeah. Wait, look at this guy. He has real items on his carries and has Amelia too. I lose to him, understandably so, because my items are garbage. If I had a little bit more gold to work with, I would 100% roll for a combat charm. But yeah, you have to know that like 4 gold, I rolled twice, I see a charm, can't buy it, right? At this point, I'm never going 9 with the way my board is, so every single turn I'm rolling for a combat charm. You guys need to start doing that more, like stage 4 and 5. Stage 4, when you're still rolling your board, I recommend you take like a max 2 cost combat charm because you need a lot of gold to hit your units, right? If you're playing something like this. But stage 5, I think every turn, if you can, you need to look for a combat charm. And a combat charm is like something that gives your team combat benefits like stats, or even utility like Earthquake, something that just actually gives you power, right? Not like Econ or rolls, unless you have like 4 pairs, then rolls is fine. I'm never going 9. I'm playing for a 3rd. I'm thinking like 2nd is the best I can get if I high roll like crazy. But I need to play for stage 5 because again, my items are garbage. But if I didn't do this, I might have bought 4 easily. I took it so fast. It was a combat charm. What was it? Yes. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Right, I don't have much gold to work with. The lightning strike is a combat augment because it gives you damage. It's basically like an all-purpose combat charm. You can't greed for a better one because I have like what, 6 gold. Another good tip is that you want a little bit of gold to work with each turn to actually find a decent combat charm. If you're like 0 gold each turn, the likelihood that you find something usable is not that high. And look, I'm gonna get Xerath 2, Nora 2, Diana 2. Honestly, this fight is kind of close. Okay, now I would have won, but I left 2 units open, right? So yeah, this guy, look, like I told you already, this guy was probably gonna win the game after he's 3-2, right? And I'm just playing for placement. That is I'm scouting around to see if Euro Spear is good, because if they auto attack a lot, it's a lot of value. But honestly, I don't have enough gold for look for something else, so I just take it. Right? That is a combat charm, is what it is. I'm just playing for a third. In my opinion, third is probably the best I can get this game, because it's hard for me to win against non-ghost boards. But I mean, I beat Cogmaw because it's Cogmaw. But now I'm thinking, hey, maybe a second bull, right? I won that fight, maybe a second bull. Right? If I didn't play to be strong stage 4 and 5, I would be like 10 HP. And that's like what you want to avoid with this comp. Opening up Anvil, playing for whatever, right? Hopefully I get Briar too. What did I even take here? I mean, they're all garbage, so I took a generic tank item. Ooh, I mean, see, if I didn't have gold built up, I wouldn't be able to get an artifact here. Is Crown Guard good on Briar? No, but does that help her get to 3 items? Yes. Right, so, yep, see, common theme, just get 3 items. I itemize her more because I have a Briar pair as well. But I mean, look at her, she's died in 2 seconds, like, it doesn't even matter. I lose this, but hopefully it's a good loss. But look, HP wise, I'm top 4. If I high roll, I just take this because, I mean, it is considered combat. Oh, look, here's another thing is that I got another Bard in shop, so I can sell the Bard and then make the Briar too. But the thing is, like, I'm not gonna feed Briar here because I'm not playing for a first. I'm just hoping Dank Memes kills everyone in the game, right? So I'm feeding does nothing because I'm not playing for first, even with Bard too, because I think all she does is ult and distract them. Do I lose this fight because he got a dragon? I think so. I mean, I think I will lose this fight anyways because it's hard for me to get past his front line because he has literally everything upgraded. But I think this fight personally is a dragon diff. And then I verse him again. If I had better matchmaking, right, and he hits Swain 3, I'm not beating him, right? Even though I've rolled 2 Giant Slayers, I'm not beating him. I can't get past his front line. I'm thinking, okay, I'll take that and throw in 1 Swain. Fuck it. I feel because this is the last fight, right? I knew I was facing him, right? Because whenever you face someone twice in a row, it's always real. So if I face the same guy twice in a row, it's always real. It's never Ghost. I don't know exactly how the matchmaking works, but it's never been Ghost from my experience, right? So I knew it was going to be real when I faced him again. What I was relying on is me facing Dank Memes Ghost, and then Dank Memes obliterates the guy more than I lose, right? But since I faced the guy again, I always know that it's real, so I'm feeding her because I know it's real, and it ends up being real. Because if it's always rock paper scissors, if the matchmaking is always cookie cutter, then it's too easily played around. I think that's Riot's logic. Right, so then they want to throw you the occasional 10%, 20% curveball. But yeah, I mean, I'm not beating this because he has too much front line. It was close with the double Giant Slayer, I'm not gonna lie. If he didn't have Swain 3, I'd win this fight. So he hits Swain 3 this fight. This was easily secondable, right? He hits Swain 3 this fight, so that's the difference between me getting first or second. But anyways, this is everything Karma. Hope this was helpful.